Östersund, Östersund.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of July, and we're on our way from Unskövik to Östersund. And we're driving on a good country road up and down the mountains, but I just had to stop to show you this one valley as a perfect example. But there have been a lot of trees between here and where we started, but this is just a good scenic view. There's a number of lakes. Looks like we have some buildings here that maybe need to be improved, but that bright yellow color is always neat to see. We are on our way to the town that looks like it's spelled Solitia. Okay, here's a individual probably training for cross-country skiing, because he's got the ski poles, he's using the skates. That's one way to train for the winter. And here we have another individual. I suspect it's training for the winter skiing, cross-country skiing, that is. The most common grocery store that we find in most of the towns or mid-sized cities, and even in the larger cities. We are now entering the town of Solitia, and it's easy to tell by the mountains on both sides that this is a ski resort, but there's a lot of people obviously that must live here all year long. There's an ICA right there, Dennis. That's a grocery store. There's a good view of a ski slope. And a major river that goes through town. Let's see if I can get a copy of it for you here.
Do you want to go down into town?
Yeah, let's do that. Go to Centrum. The term Centrum, if you're not familiar with it, just stands for the center part of town. So that's where we're going to head before we scamper out of town. Notice the broad sidewalks.
There's another street down there. I think we'll go down that one.
Okay. You're okay.
Hey, don't need the bus to hit me, do I?
Okay, we had to take a little break here in downtown Solatia. And this old interesting building. Is where we had an opportunity to have a little fika event. As this place is called Cafe Peta. Greetings everyone. This is Thursday, the 20th of July, day number 10. And we are at the Frozen Park Hotel. It happens to be a hotel and spa and convention center. This is the front entrance. Here's a view of the very park-like scenery here at the hotel. It's got a beautiful view to the west, but today it's quite cloudy, as you can see. And we still don't have a good view at this height of the lake. That's beyond those trees. But you can see there's a few mountains towards the west. Okay, we have left the Frozen Park Hotel. And this is the view I wanted to show you. This is an island. But there's other islands out here in this large body of water. And it appears like this is a field. This is a field of potatoes. Next stop will be the church here on Froso. Okay, we are on the church grounds at this moment. And just to show you that it also has a good view of the lake area with the islands out there. But this church also is undergoing major renovations on, it looks like, the east and south side. But just to see some of the cemetery grounds here. This beautiful hedge separating the grave sites. The sun, see if you can get a vision on this great bell tower quite unique. It's separate from the church, and it's quite large from ones like this that I've seen before. Let's take a look inside. Good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful. Baptismal font. Here's the other side view here of the cemetery and this very neat wall and hedge. It's one of the neatest cemeteries I've seen with these hedges.
Yes, and I'm showing you how it's made. Gravel, turf, something.
These mounds behind this post here are Viking burial sites. And I'm getting a real close look here if I can, so I can translate this and see if we can make some meaning out of it. Okay, here are two of the Viking burial mounds that are located quite close to the church itself. It's very interesting that they have worked around the original burial sites of some Vikings. That's all for now. Here's another Vikings burial mound. It's ringed with some rough-looking old stones. I think it's a little bit larger than the other two that's in the regular cemetery portion. As you can read, that these mounds come from the 9th and 10th centuries. Burial mounds and Vikings. The burial mounds of Iron Age farmers. Inside the cemetery, you will find two burial mounds from the Viking Age, 800 to 1050 AD. During that time, and even earlier, farmers buried their dead near their farm. It was the farm's master or householder who was buried in the graveyards. Slaves and other laborers did not receive the same honorable treatment after their death. These graves probably belonged to the Hove, H-O-V, estate. With the help of the location of the burial mounds, we can today infer where the Iron Age settlement was located. When Christianity in the 11th century displaced a Saturn and the old society, we got collective cemeteries where all parishioners were buried. These two graves have not been archaeologically investigated. The author, Askell Lindstrom, is buried next to the raised stone next to the one of the burial mounds. In his Forso trilogy, he describes the transition between paganism and Christianity, a wrestling battle on several fronts. The Vikings were a small group of well-traveled men, while the majority of the population worked with the land and the animals in their homeland. They were the ones Lindstrom described. Here's another view of the buildings surrounding the square. A lot of folks enjoy getting out on a sunny day like this. Do a little shopping downtown. I know the kids enjoy it. And that hill you see across the way looks like it's a small ski slope, but that's on the island of Frosum. Froso, F-R-O-S-O, where we're spending our time at night. So it's not far away. There's a body of water in between, and there's a bridge, of course. There's some colorful buildings looking towards the same island I mentioned before. And then you can see the water in between. Some more views of downtown Östersund. This street reminds us a little bit of the Branson waterfront. A lot of Swedes out on their holiday month.
They're singing.
Are they protesting?
I'm not sure what they're protesting. Looks like it's a pensioner.
Yeah, I see that. Retired?
Mm-hmm, retired.
Höja personen, låga miljoner. Vad ska hon göra? Höja personen. Ja, vad ska hon göra? Höja personen. När? Nu. När? Nu. När? Nu. Personerna ska...
Okay, we are now in the centrum of Froso. Now let me drop down here so we can read some English, because we're at a ruined stone location. There you can see a nice map. You can see on the map where the Froso Church was at previously in this video. And here's the text. And here's the actual ruined stone itself and what it looks like here. These are several thousand of these are scattered throughout the country of Sweden. I like this particular spot because you can see the bridge that connects the island with the mainland and the city of Östersund. But let me also give you the fine detail. There's a chance for sure that the upper left-hand side has been broken off, as you can tell. You might enjoy the history of the rune stones if you look it up on Wikipedia someplace. All the characters on the outside ring and inside area mean something to people for centuries, many centuries ago.